morning, Stampers. It's Fiona here from craftystamping.blogspot.com, and as I promised on Monday, on my Masculine Monday card, I was going to show you a few more ideas for using the colour block technique. I used that on Monday's card, and just here are a couple of samples. I've still used Best Birds because I love it, so I'm just going to show you a little bit more with the green one. On Monday's card, we did show you how to do all the colour blocking, so if you need to go back and just have a look at that, that'll refresh you for that. I've done tones of green here, some of our different greens, and I've just used the framelit out of Best Birds, Birds and Blooms it's called, to punch him out. You could leave him like that, and I'll show you something else I'm going to do in a minute with the other one. But I'm going to use a dimensional just to pop him up, and as you can see, he has been stamped as well to give him some lovely detail. I've punched out the branch, and I've done that as a 3D. On the original card I just stamped it, but I quite like the 3D effect on this one, so let's just take that off there. And that's just a case of popping some dimensionals on. Get my pokey tool, that's my technical term for this. I'll just pop that one on there. There you go. And just use one of the little edge ones. Don't ever waste any of your dimensionals. You can use all the tiny little bits and all the edgy bits and all the little, we don't waste anything, do we? So there, let's pop that on there. There we go. I've just stamped that with Always Artichoke, which is this colour here. And I'm just going to pop a dimensional on him as well. Him, her, no, it's a him, because he should be a bit more brightly coloured. So he will stand up. Quite simple. I'm just rushing this really just to show you how we're going to have the effect. And that he's stuck to the paper, which is not what we want. Put him back on the card. There we go. And I'm going to use the stamp set, and I'm just going to use Happy Birthday. Now the best way of lining up your stamps when they're polymer stamps is put them on your grid paper, make sure they're straight, and then pop your block on top. You'd be surprised how many people may not know that. I think we'll use Always Artichoke as well for the sentiment. This is quite an old Always Artichoke pad that I have, so it shows you how well our inks last. I've had this since 2004 or 2005. It's the old threaded ones. I actually prefer these than the new sponge ones because you didn't get as inky with them. So I do need to get a re-inker for it, but that will be the first time I've re-inked it in, what, 12 years. And I do use my inks, so there we go. I'm just going to pop that on there. And I'm going to use a decorative label punch just to pop that out. Like so. And I'm going to use one of our sponge daubers and just ink the edge also in Always Artichoke. Green is my favourite colour. Greens and reds. Slightly Christmas girl, but it is a toss-up between greens and reds. But I'm an earthy girl really, so I think the greens just pip the post. There we go, quite simple. Now what we could also do, if this is just a little bit too plain for you as the background, you can get your Versamark, a nice clean Versamark, and just one of the flower stamps, or any flower stamp or a leaf stamp, and let's just Versamark that as a background. It'll just give it a little bit of interest and a bit of detail. Sometimes your Versamark pads get a bit dirty. I think I showed that in the video on Monday, but you can still use them, but just make sure that if you're using them on a nice pale cardstock, you don't use your Versamark that's a bit dark, because that's not going to work. And then we're just going to pop this up on a dimensional like so, using my pokey tool. Paper piercing tool is the proper name, but I call it pokey tool. And there, that's another simple way of doing the colour block technique. And here's another one I did. This was for a colour challenge. These were not my normal choice of colours, I must assure you, because it's just not me. Far too zingy. But that's what challenges are all about, to get you out of your comfort zone. And this one, I used this cute little wren. It looks like a wren to me, thinlet, but it has to be used on, I would say, designer series paper or the very, very thin white cardstock, because it's very delicate to try and get those little thinlets out. And I did manage to cut her out of the cardstock there. And what I did was I just cut this one out of a bit of designer series paper and literally just filled the little hole with her there. And I've put a wink of Stella on. I'm not sure if you can see that shining. No, maybe not. And you could even double layer it as well if you wish, look, if you really want to pop her up. So there, 2 styles of doing the colour block technique. I hope you enjoy using this and have a go. And don't forget, if you want to sign up as a subscriber, at the end of the month, one lucky person wins all or some of my projects for that month. I'll post them anywhere in the world. So pop back on the 1st of March, see if you won, and then let me have your address and I'll post them up to you. Thank you for watching. Bye.